Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. See, this one is a very quick one. I promise you guys I'm going to tell you how long a date syrup can last. Yes, so that's what this video is all about. First of all, date is a fruit, and you know that fruits, they don't last that long, but the difference is that this time around they're turning dates into a date syrup. So how long can a date syrup last? Inside freezer or fridge, or outside the freezer or fridge? That is what we're going to talk about in this video. If you are new to my channel, I'm Nelly Scott, a mom vlogger, content creator that lives here in Europe, but I'm from Imo State, all in Nigeria, guys. So quick one, I'm rushing. So the date syrup, first of all, there are things that can determine how long your date syrup can last. How you prepare it matters. I have a specific video on how to prepare a date syrup. That should be my last video, the video you will see before this one you are watching now. The method of preparation is something you should look at. Then the second thing is, how thick is your date syrup? The thicker your date syrup, the longer it's going to last outside the fridge, refrigerator or freezer, but I prefer storing in freezer. Yeah, so another thing that can make your date syrup to last longer is how you expose your date syrup. Your date syrup should be in an airtight container or plastic, anyhow, but make sure that the container is airtight. Even when you're using it, it should be airtight. Once it is exposed to air, it's going to spoil faster. Another thing is, because the air there is going to make it to spoil faster. If air comes in contact with your date syrup for a longer I'm not sure. If air comes into contact with your date syrup for a longer period, it's going to, is it oxidize? I don't know the scientific name, okay? I'm just talking out of my experience. Then the next thing that is going to make your date syrup to spoil quick, let me show you guys. So the next thing that is going to make your date syrup to spoil faster or quick is when you're pouring it. After pouring it, use your tongue and lick it. Yes, that your saliva coming in contact with that date syrup is going to make it to spoil quickly. Or when you are turning your baby's pap, if it is in a bigger jar like this that you store your date syrup, when you are turning your baby's pap, you use that same spoon. You lick the spoon and use that same spoon to come in contact with your date syrup. It's going to make your date syrup to spoil so fast. I run. I need to keep fit. So this date syrup here has been with me here for over getting to 2 weeks now. Yeah, either 1 week plus or 2 weeks on the dot. This date syrup you are seeing here, it's 2 weeks. Yes, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks and some days. Tuesday, yes, 2 weeks and some days. So this one now has been inside the freezer, but it has not frozen. I don't know whether it's freezer or fridge. Yes, you know those long ones, the upper part of it, that's where it has been. It has not been in the refrigerator, it has been in the freezer, and it has not spoiled. It is still airtight, very locked. I've not opened it yet. Yes, if I open it, I know it's still going to be in a good condition. So, but before this one, there is a smaller container. If you watch that my date syrup video, you will know that there is a half container there, like 250 ml. That one I did not put inside freezer. How long did it last? Let me keep this. So the other half, that is 250 ml, that I did not put inside freezer, I just kept it on my kitchen counter, and I noticed that the date syrup started to change. Is it smell or taste? Either of them. But I noticed there was a little change after 1 week of not being in both freezer and refrigerator. So it was just on my kitchen counter, and I noticed that change in either taste or smell. I think it's smell. Yes, change in smell, but not like a rotten smell, like something that's about to go rancid. So I now had to put it inside the freezer. This is after 1 week of staying in my kitchen counter that I noticed this smell. So when I put inside the freezer, I did not notice that smell again. It was as if it went back to its normal state. So I still finished that 250 ml of date syrup. I'm rushing somewhere, guys. I promised my people I'm going to tell them about date storage and preservation. I said, no, 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 no. I have to come in here. I'm already dressed. I want to go out. So pardon the rush. So when I put it back inside the freezer, it's as if it went back to its normal state, but it was already late, so it has finished. So I would say if you do not have a refrigerator or a freezer, I will advise that you make your date syrup very thick, because the more thick your date syrup is, the longer it's going to last without freezer or refrigerator. Yes, this one now that I showed you guys is not like thick. I don't want to make it very thick. I want it to be a little bit light. You know, I'm storing it inside a can. It's not like a big bowl. I want it to come out easily from the can. That is why I didn't make it like thick. So making it thick means you are going to boil it till all the 1% of water in that date syrup dries up. That makes that date syrup to what last longer. Then you avoid all these things I just mentioned. When you're taking it out, take it out with a clean spoon. Try as much as possible not to use your tongue to lick the mouth. And also leave it in an airtight container. With or without freezer, your date syrup is going to last for as long as, if it's very thick, for as long as 2 weeks. But if it's kind of watery gets stages. So yes, there is a stage of watery that will not even last a day outside the freezer. So watch out for that date syrup while you're making it. That's the reason why you should watch my video on how to make date syrup, so you will understand better. There's a date syrup that you see people make. They don't allow that date syrup to dry, not to talk of drying very well. Once they see that the date syrup is kind of getting thickened up, they just turn it off. No, you have to boil it till it dries up to an extent. That way it's going to last longer outside your freezer or refrigerator. Then if you have a freezer in any consistency you want it, no problem. As long as you have a freezer, it can last as long as, let me say, 3 months. As like that one you just saw now, is airtight. It's going to be inside my freezer with steady light, so I'm sure it's going to last as long as 3 months. If it can last for 2 months, for 2 weeks plus, without being open, so it's going to last longer. So that is what I know about storing date syrup and preserving date syrup. If you have any other question, please drop it in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't miss me so much. I'll be back. Before you say Jack Robinson, yeah.